I struggled a lot with the guilt of like, oh, I didn't read my Bible. That means like, oh, God is disappointed in me, or oh, I didn't, take time to like, blah 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 blah, like, like pray. Oh, I'm not taking my spiritual life seriously.
What's up, family? This is episode
9.
And before that, this is the Strands podcast.
Oh, right.
We are your hosts. I feel like we probably haven't done that in a minute, but we are your hosts, Anthony, and this is
Melody.
And today we have kind of a different kind of episode for y'all. We got a Q&A. So I think maybe like a year ago or 2 years ago, maybe.
It was while we were engaged, so that was 2022.
Yeah, 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
A
minute.
Yeah, it's been a while. We posted on our Instagram, which you should go follow, Anthony's Melody 023, I think.
I think so.
We don't even know. At least 2 followers.
We're trying to get more consistent with the content.
Very consistent
on there too. So go ahead and follow.
Yeah. So yeah, we posted on there and asked you guys to kind of give us some questions for us to do in a Q&A video, and we recorded it. And I just
never posted it. We answered the questions.
I think I kind of edited it actually too.
Yeah, we recorded it while we were engaged.
But we just thought, why not in this better space that we're in? We're uploading content like consistently.
And we'll probably answer the questions differently now that we're married.
More detailed, less shy, So yeah, we're just kind of gonna. Why do I do that? Kind of gonna. We're gonna go through the questions and just answer them. We got some funny ones. We kind of got some serious ones. This episode, for the rest of the episode, I'm not saying kinda. I'm not saying gonna.
Okay. I'll keep you accountable.
Okay. Don't don't do too much. Yeah, so you ready to dive into it?
Hey. You have to ask the question of the day in
random.
3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
What is your favorite movie genre? Have I asked this before?
Not on the podcast.
Okay.
No. What is my favorite movie genre?
Rom-coms or block.
Okay.
Like, she loves rom-coms in general, but she said, and I quote, after like 2012, 2015, rom-coms are trash.
Okay, not even. I would say probably like after 2016, I feel like rom-coms are just really cringe now. Like, I feel like they're not, the substance is just not giving.
So yeah, basically what I said.
But I feel like even sometimes the black ones, even after 2016 went downhill. Like rom-coms.
Yeah, but you'd watch a black one.
But I'll still watch a black. I just love black love. I don't know.
It's beautiful.
I just love seeing like black love. Yeah, but that's my favorite.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite movie in that genre?
Oh man, I don't know.
That might be a tough one, huh?
It is.
What's the first movie that comes to mind?
The first one that comes to mind is not my favorite, but I guess Jumping the Broom is the first one that comes to mind right now.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, I think one of my favorites would probably be the Tyler Perry, the family reunion one.
That's a black rom-com?
Yeah. Because there was it's a lot. There was a lot in that movie, but is that the one where the mom was trying to like push for the daughter to marry? Family reunion. She was trying to push for the daughter to marry a guy, but he was abusive.
Yeah.
But then
that sounds like Tyler Perry. I literally don't.
Yeah,
remember his
I think it's the family reunion.
Okay.
Medea's family reunion. That one. I think that's probably one of my.
Is that the one where Maya Angelou was in at the end?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
That John was fire though.
Her part. Yeah, she killed that. Yeah. And that other lady, I can't remember.
Cicely Tyson.
Yes. Yeah. It's up there. I won't say favorite, but it's up there.
Okay.
But yours is thriller.
Yeah, thrillers are my favorite genre.
Yeah. I think you like the mind.
I like to think.
Yeah, I like to try to figure out
detective vibes, you know.
Try to figure out what's like happening before like it actually happens.
And usually I don't.
I feel like sometimes you get it. Like
sometimes, but majority of the time I'm like, the whole movie. But yeah, I really appreciate thrillers. I like rom-coms as well. My favorite is Hitch.
Yeah, that's one of the things we bonded on the first time we met each other. No. While we were talking.
After,
because that was also my favorite rom-com at the time.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, I remember watching Hitch around that time too and being like, this is a phenomenal movie. But yeah, there's obviously more dope like rom-coms out there other than Hitch, but I don't know what it is about Hitch that is just like appealing to me. But anyways. Yep. Random question of the day is done. We're gonna dive into these questions. And feel free to just go off.
Okay.
First one's kind of serious. How do we keep God first? And I guess we can do more of like a personal version than like you answering for both of us, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. I guess you could still answer it in our marriage. How do you keep God first, I guess?
Sure.
Even with, I feel like for me, I would say starting off my day, like first thing in the morning, talking to God is a way that has helped with keeping God first in our relationship, in our marriage. I think like taking intimacy with God as a need, like an everyday, like just as you eat, just as you need to sleep, just as you need to like do all these things. I see like quiet time and spending time with God as a need instead of just like, something to check off a list. And it doesn't always feel this way. There are phases in life where it doesn't feel as easy, but I feel like despite my feelings, starting my day with God definitely like helps with everything else, like throughout my day, like making him priority, giving him my first has definitely allowed me to make him first in marriage, in life, in everything. But
yeah, I love your eye color, by the way.
My eye color?
Yeah, I think you have beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
But for me, I think to add on to what you said, I think also consuming Christian content. I think, especially with Christian content for couples, I think it like just helps us. At least for me, my mindset is it just keeps reinforcing that idea of God being the center, and obviously, like you said, it's not something that I feel like we achieve every single time, but I think it's kind of like Romans 12:1 of, renewing of the mind, constantly being faced with questions that promote and challenge, are we living for God first, or are we creating idols in each other or in work or in creating content or whatever the case may be. I think constantly consuming content, and I think there are pros and cons, obviously. Obviously you can consume content to the point that you start becoming those people,
or you start seeing them as biblical, instead of fact checking the things that they're saying, you're seeing them as you're idolizing what they're saying as this is as if it's coming out of God's mouth, when no, they're just a source of, speaking, but you still have to go back to the source.
Yeah, they're not the source.
They're not the source. They're a vessel.
Yes.
But you have to still go to the source for yourself.
Yeah. Very good point. But yeah, that I think is something as well. And I think just also like little things here and there. So praying when we wake up and praying before we go to bed. Mm-hmm. I think it just puts I don't know what it is about praying like kind of the first thing in the morning and like before you sleep. It's just like it causes you to reflect, mm-hmm. and you realize, oh dang, like this happened and it's all because of God.
Yeah.
Right? Like we had a great day and it's all because of God. Mm-hmm. And I think the more those happen, the less like it promotes more humility. Like John 3, I want to say 3:33, where it might not even be John 3:33, but it's in John, mm-hmm. the Gospel of John. John the Baptist is talking about him having to decrease, mm-hmm. and Jesus having to increase, like more of him, less of me.
Yeah.
I think the more that we do little things, the more that it just spiritually forms us, mm-hmm. to just mm-hmm. put God first, to think about him first. Yeah. And even in moments where we fail to do so, to be convicted mm-hmm. about it, because we're like, we wake up the next morning and it's like, dang, like maybe I didn't do it last night or, a week ago or whatever the case may be. And it's the conviction pushes me to God, mm-hmm. Versus becoming desensitized to it because I've not done it for months. And so I'm like, I don't really need to pray, or I don't really need to do it until something bad happens and I'm forced to do it.
You're like seeking.
Yeah. So I'll say those are the things. Go ahead.
From what you were just saying, what are ways that you feel like when you do get out of the rhythm of spending time with God and prioritizing quiet time, what are ways that you feel like has worked with getting out of that funk and returning back to your first love and desiring him more?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I feel like I've been trying to detach myself from the idea of I need to feel God all the time, right? Like I kind of view it as like when I'm going to work out or when I want to do a run, there are some mornings I wake up extremely excited, right? I want to talk to God. I want to dive into scripture. I want to pray. I want to just rest in his presence. And God meets me there gracefully, thankfully. But then there are times where I wake up and I'm like, I just want to sleep. Like I actually don't want to do anything right now. I don't want to run. I don't want to work out. I don't want to read the word, whatever the case may be. But I realize that every time that I push myself to do it, I never regret it.
Yeah.
So it's never a time where like I go for a run and I'm like, I'm just going to do a mile, or I'm just going to push for an extra set. That after the fact, I'm looking back and I'm like, dang, why did I do that? It's always like thankful. I'm very thankful for it.
Right.
And even though I don't feel as good through the process, I do think that God still provides me with something that I need. Mm-hmm. Whether that's for that next moment or for like a month or mm-hmm. two after that. And I think it's a discipline. Like, I think we need to view those things as discipline. Like, I love my wife and our communication and our intimacy matters to me, mm-hmm. right? And I just won't only talk to you when I feel like it.
Right.
I'll talk to you every day because it fosters connection. Mm-hmm. And to be like, I don't really feel like talking right now, and I'll just talk to you when I feel like it. I feel like it does a disservice to our relationship. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing with God. Like, we have a relationship with him. It's not just a duty. Mm-hmm. Right? Like I'm not just clocking in and out. Like it's something that I'm doing because I really do feel like there is a benefit to a connection with God. Yeah. So obviously that's one thing. It's just kind of ridding yourself of the idea that every time that I open the word and I wake up in the morning and I talk to God, I must feel good. Yeah. I must feel those euphoric feelings, and that means God's there. I think you kind of have to get to a point where you trust that God is omnipresent and is always faithfully there. So irrespective of how you feel, God is not like, oh, you don't feel like talking to me today? Cool, I'm not there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to come through.
Regardless, he's like...
He's there.
He's there.
He's there. And so I think it's getting into that mindset of ridding yourselves of that. But what do you think?
I feel like for me, when I get out of the, that desire, like sometimes you have a funk where it's like, oh, I really don't feel like praying today. I really don't feel like, doing quiet time. I see it as because I feel like a lot of the time, those feelings I have, it stems from the mundane. I think the rhythmic, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. So when I don't feel it, I feel like maybe I do something differently. Maybe that day I'm just like, I'm just gonna worship God today. I'm just maybe it's I don't feel like reading my Bible today. I'm just gonna worship God and like just feel His presence. Like even if it's like I'm not singing, even if it's like I'm just playing like worship music, but like taking the time to just be in His presence, because I feel like I struggled a lot with the guilt of like, oh, I didn't read my Bible. That means like, oh, God is disappointed in me, or oh, I didn't, take time to like, blah 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 blah, like, like pray. Oh, I'm not taking my spiritual life seriously. But I feel like the Holy Spirit is teaching me that it doesn't need to look the same every day. It doesn't need to be like I'm doing this by force type of thing. It can just be like, today I just want to worship God. I just want to, or today I just want to vent and tell God like all my emotions and how I'm feeling. It's like, it reminds me of the story of Lot, of like how, when he was going through everything he was going through, the reason why like God was still, like seeing him like, this is my son, is like, despite everything, he was still talking to God. Like he was still like, I don't feel it. It's not like I'm upset, I'm frustrated. God, it's better for me to have not even come on this earth, blah, blah, blah. But despite everything, he never stopped talking to God. And I feel like viewing it in that way, like it does not have to look the same every day, is a beneficial way of like, getting back to like that desire and that longing for Him. Like sometimes once I do that worship where I really just worship God, it's like I remember like why I'm in this, relationship with Him, why I love God so much, all the things that He's done for me, and it just brings back that like life into it. And like it's just, I feel like it's spiritual intimacy, like having that spiritual intimacy with God kind of like revives the spiritual life. But
yeah. And I guess just to affirm or to clarify, if you are in a space where you feel like you're struggling in that aspect, it doesn't mean, and you didn't say this, but I just kind of, because of what you said in regards to guilt, I just don't want anyone to feel like their actions is what creates the spiritual intimacy. Yeah. I think there are things called a dark night of the soul where you're doing, like you're consistent with reading the word and praying and worshiping and all that, but you just don't feel God. But just like the Psalms where, David is still writing to God, but he's talking about how far away he feels and how he feels like God has forsaken him and all this stuff. That is what we're called to do, is to press in to God. Yeah. Right? Like it is almost a demonstration of our faith when we are able to, in the moments where we don't feel so convicted about the presence of God, to still lean in and be like, I know you're there. Right? Like I feel like that's, if you feel like you're in that place, I think the encouragement is to just press in. Yeah. Right? It doesn't like, the goal is not to be in a place where you feel God all the time. The goal is to be in a place where you know that God is there all the time. Yeah. Right? And it's like you believe that in your body, because then you act that out differently. So because I feel like I've been in places like that too, when I'm like, dang, like, what's the point of waking up to do my quiet time or to read my word when I'm like just doing this. Like I don't feel like God is really there with me. I think we could be doing ourselves a huge disservice if we allow the enemy to feed that lie to us and we believe it. So yeah. All right, a serious one now. We got a jokey one.
Okay.
Who is the best dancer? Ladies first.
I don't know.
That is code for me.
No, I don't agree.
Not like me, like you.
As in, like you're saying I'm the better dancer. Yeah. And I don't agree.
Okay, so you think I'm the better dancer?
I feel like we're even. I don't know. I do feel like at our wedding, though, you were going crazy. Like
but I feel like it was kind of set up that way. You're wearing a dress.
You were going crazy. I mean...
Like you could barely breathe, that kind of vibe.
I could breathe.
I mean, the corsets and all the...
Okay.
Like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like a guy, if he can dance, is kind of set up for the win. Just because women on their weddings kind of wear uncomfortable clothes that look beautiful, but, like, it's the reason it's not an everyday thing, right? So I feel like...
Okay, but
with the wedding, that's not a good...
What's your answer?
I'd probably say you're a better dancer than me. I think you got like natural rhythm and vibes, and you just like look good dancing.
I feel like
compared to me,
you feel like I look good. Period.
This is very true. This is very true.
No, I feel like I'm a good dancer when I'm by myself.
What?
I feel like because I'm not thinking too much. I can just like let loose completely. But I feel like in public...
That's probably a lot of people though.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like in public, I am not as... Because I'm like shyer. More shy.
More shy in public?
Yeah.
I can see that.
But I also feel like you're also the same way. I feel like in public... That's why I said at the wedding, like, I was even shocked. I was like, oh, you got moves like this? Because I feel like you usually don't really, like, dance, like, that much. You're not really, like, a...
Yeah, maybe. I'll still say you, though. I think you got it like that.
I'll say you.
Okay. I'll say me, then. It's like, no, I'm just kidding.
Yo, I was about to take it back. What you mean?
I'm joking.
Okay, I guess you guys will be the judge of that if you've seen us dancing, because
yeah, please comment actually who you think is a better dancer.
If you were at our wedding and
if you're at so they're not doing it, they can't comment.
I mean, they can, but like, do they? I haven't seen us dance.
Maybe they've seen us during a party.
Stuff, yeah, that's true. Sure, yeah.
Just comment, please.
Engage with our video.
Whoever you think is a better dancer, just let us know. And if you think it's Melody, God bless you, because it's true.
If you think it's Anthony,
it's okay. Subscribe while you're there, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
If you think it's Anthony, though,
like the video.
The Lord will bless you with the with a wonderful blessing this season. All
right, next question. What quality do you value most in your significant other? And we have to pick one.
Oh my goodness.
I realized I was too. One.
You go first.
Ladies first.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, figured that wouldn't work. Quality I value most. I think your love for the Lord. Like, it does a lot. Like, being able to look and see your heart for God, like, show forth. Like, obviously, I don't know your heart for God like God knows your heart, right? So I only get glimpses when your fruit is shown. But I think when I see you worshiping, or I see you like kind of get a moment where you just belt out in joy about something, it like honestly just convicts me, right? And because I feel like this is what like Jesus wants for us is to be in a place where we are in the world but we're not of the world. And so sometimes you do stuff and it's very like, dude, this is like that's radical. Like that's not how the world would want to, like that's not cool, that's not fashionable, that's not okay. But you do it and it convicts me because that's I want to get to a place where I look different from the world. And I think because of your heart for God, I just like it just spews out in different ways, like your kindness, your gentleness, your like love and caring, your thoughtfulness, your intentionality with like giving gifts and like all this stuff. So I think if I had to pick one, obviously that would be the one that I would pick, just because I feel like it's so powerful. Like it's inspiring to like to see how it plays out in our lives, and even to the point of like wanting to pray for more fervor, more zeal for you, just because I feel like that's something that a lot of people lack, is that kind of like I just want to do right by God. I want to love him well. I want to live life for him well. Like Second Corinthians just talks about like, you know, like we aren't our own anymore. And so basically our whole life is living for this person who did what we could never do. Mm-hmm. So our lives were not, the purpose is no more selfishness. It's no more like for my own pleasure. It's for Jesus. And I feel like you do that well. You're not perfect, obviously, right? You struggle in certain areas, as we all do. But I think you just do a great job at like displaying that I feel like keeps me on the narrow path when I'm naturally drifting to a wider path. So that would be mine. What about you?
This is a little surprising, I guess. I feel like I sometimes like I know that there's so much like I can do so much better. I can serve God better, and I feel like it's listening to you say these things is like there's a part of me that's trying to fight it, but obviously this is what you see, and this is how you see me. So it's all to the glory of God.
Yeah, I'm definitely not like also just saying it for the camera. Like I'm being genuine. I just want to say it for the spiritual side, because I think like I'm realizing that being able to like Proverbs talks about art, like taking praise, and like we're supposed to be like crucibles for praise, just like, you know, you filter silver or gold, we're supposed to filter praise. And like I do think that quality is God in your life. Yeah. Right? Like sure. I'm not saying it to obviously big up your head, but I'm saying it for you to see that God is in your life, and that the things you're doing, like God is with you. And so whatever that like you want to fight is at the end of me, I don't like it. But anyway, go ahead.
I forgot the question.
What is the quality you most value in your significant other? And you have to pick one. Next question. All right.
No. I think one that I value the most, I'm just going to say the first. There are so many that I value, but I'm just going to say the first one that comes to mind, which is your wisdom. I feel like you are a very wise person. Like when it comes to like spiritual understanding, when it comes to like life, period. I'm always like in awe of how you reason and how you think. And I know that, it is God in your life as well. And the way that, he's teaching you, and how you are also receiving the things that he's revealing to you. I feel like you are a very wise person, and it has been so beneficial in our marriage and our relationship. And I feel like I'm so grateful of that fact, that in everything you think through like a biblical like lens, and you reason with wisdom, and that is a quality in a husband. I feel like that is so important, and I'm always grateful to God that you have that quality and you exemplify it in everything you do. And I feel like I'm grateful for that.
Thank you, Lord. Glory be to God. Next question. What is your favorite memory with each other? Favorite memory with each other. I guess you go first on this one.
Our wedding day.
Yeah.
Our wedding day was, man, that day, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot of emotions, a lot of things going on, but I feel like there was so much peace and joy that I felt in that day, that like whenever I remember that day, I just feel so happy and joyful. And I remember like that when we were talking, when we were driving, like after everything, we were driving to the hotel. And we just like, reflected on the whole day, and just the fact that, God made this day happen, and it was so beautiful. It was such a wonderful feeling. Like, just like, one, we've gotten to that place, like, we're married now. And two, just the way that God brought everything together. He tied up our wedding like a beautiful present, like just tied up perfectly with a bow on top. And I feel like that, whenever I think about that day, it's just, I'm so grateful to God for all that he did. But that's what I would say.
Yeah, I would say our wedding as well. I do think, I learned a lot from that day, weirdly enough, that I feel like has shaped me now. I think the day was very beautiful, but one of my like biggest regrets is not honoring people as much as I feel like I could have that day. With just all that was done, my parents, my in-laws,
friends,
my boys that supported me, and
so many people.
Yeah, I feel like I missed the mark in that, but then I think it also taught me that yes, the day didn't pan out exactly as you wanted, but I have a lifetime to do that. Not just in our marriage, but to love on the people that supported us, and then people that I mentioned, like being able to honor them better. And I've messed up in that area too, but I think just the understanding that marriage is more than a wedding day. It's like a lifetime of commitment and whatnot. I feel like is encouraging. But to bring it back to the point of the question, I definitely would say our wedding day. I think sharing our vows, seeing you walk down the aisle, being able to look you in the eyes and say those words from the bottom of my heart.
Best vows, hands down. Like, I don't think I've ever heard another vow. I mean, I'm biased because it was to me, but I feel like those vows, A1.
I really enjoyed being able to do that. And I think my mind, like from that moment, and really just that weekend, like I was just so focused on not caring about what other people thought, and just really enjoying my time, like with you in the process of going through all of the traditions and all the things that, you know, we did. Like, I just wanted to just be present, opposed to like, okay, I'm in front of so many people, kind of thing. Yeah, I was gonna say something. No, you're good. No, you didn't. I think I was just gonna say another memory for the wedding, but that wasn't just us. Like, it was someone else. But
cool. I was gonna ask if you could go back to one moment in that day, any moment at all. What moment would it be?
I think the start of Saturday.
That morning?
Yeah. I don't know. I wish that I like took more deep breaths.
Yeah.
Just
not go back to redo. I'm saying go back to like experience.
Oh, go back to experience.
Yeah.
Oh. Probably still that morning. Yeah, I think it's like dope being like the guy and obviously waiting for you, but then seeing everyone come down, right? Like, I'm seeing all the guys, all the girls. I'm like seeing my mom, my dad, your parents. And it's like, then I see you, and it's just like every single person is a reminder that you're on your way.
Wow, I feel like there's something there, like just like the imagery of like that, like seeing everyone and then seeing like the bride. I feel like it kind of reminds me of like how like with us as the bride, like to God, it's like at the end of the day, like at when the end comes, like he will see us, like we will see him. And you know that feeling as a groom, like finally seeing your bride.
Right. Yeah.
It's like a beautiful imagery, but
yeah.
Sorry to.
No, you're good. That's good. But yeah, I think I would go back to that moment. Really like feel all the emotions again. Like my body, like I feel like tears were in my eyes, and the like weight of the moment like kind of like stood on me for a second. And then gratitude for like I'm not freaking out, like gratitude of like, bro, did I mess up, like do I actually want to do this? And just like a feeling of just like, yeah, like I'm so excited to start life with you. Like I think that would be like, that probably is my favorite memory. Like for sure. It's just, and then even like, you know, being able to watch it back and just see it from the outside, like it's just crazy. But yeah. All right.
I need to say mine.
Your favorite memory? You already said it.
No, like
my
moment
bad.
that I want to go back to.
My bad, love.
I think for me it would probably be like that, like when we were dancing at the end of the, like when we did the outfit change and everyone was dancing. It's just like the joy of like seeing all our family, friends, everyone just dancing together and like having a good time celebrating us. I think it was just like such a like you said, gratitude like moment where it's like, wow, all these people came just for us to celebrate, to, you know, support us on this journey of marriage. It was like really nice to dance with you, dance with your mom, dance with my parents and everyone. It was just really like beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, it's a moment that I would like for sure go back to.
Yeah. That was a good moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Next question. Would you rather, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, would you rather smoke 12 packs of cigarettes a day? 12 packs of cigarettes a day for 9 years.
This is such a crazy question.
Would you rather smoke 12 packs of cigarette a day for 9 years or use meth once in your life?
This question is actually so crazy.
12 packs of cigarettes.
I feel like you need to expose the person who asked this question because they're gonna be like, who thought to ask this question? It's 12, so random.
12 packs of cigarettes a day for 9 years straight, or meth once in your life. What are you picking?
Meth, bro.
So here, this is what we need to understand, right?
I'm doing the meth, bro.
For me, I feel like we've heard so many stories of people who are still smoking to this day, who have been smoking 12 packs for like every day.
You said 12 years? Or
9 years.
9 years.
So they've been smoking 12 packs
12
every
packs
day.
A day.
There are people who be smoking insane amounts for their lifetime and live till like 70, 80, 90. I never have heard a story of like, dude, I was doing meth every single day for 9 years.
But you don't have to do it every single day.
But once you do meth once, so I've heard, I've never done meth though. Once you do meth once, that's why Heisenberg in Breaking Bad was getting like,
I don't know who that is.
He had a market because meth is like,
it's called self-control.
Self-control, and it brought you to meth.
Bro, I mean, it's either that or the smoking for 9 years. 12 packs?
You would
12 packs?
Listen.
No. Like, how many is in one pack?
I don't know.
12 packs a day for 9 years. Respectfully, I'm taking the meth. Let's get this over with. It might be the best feeling ever, but
because you get that high, and then like,
and I've been living my life without.
And then you never get it again.
Respectfully, you know what high feels better? The Holy Spirit, the presence of the Lord. That high, it can never match up to meth. Thank you. Respectfully, I take the meth, and I'll go back to the presence of the Lord right after.
All right.
So what are you doing? You can't change your answer because I know what your answer is.
What? So this would be the parameters that I would need.
Okay. Wait, but why are we adding parameters?
No, I'm saying for like, if I choose meth.
Okay.
I literally would need to like do it however it works. I don't know. I keep doing this, but however it works, right? I ingest it, I inhale it, I do whatever, and I just need to be put in a rehab immediately.
But like, how you know you're gonna get hooked like right away though? Because
I've never experienced the feeling of crystal meth ever.
I don't know.
I feel like nicotine is addicting, but like you can buy it. You can legally buy a cigarette. Like a pack of cigarettes is legal.
9 years of destroying your lungs, bro.
Crystal meth, bro. Like people literally get it once and die. Like that's how serious it is.
Somebody could also smoke and die. Like anything.
But like the chances.
Okay, but regardless, that's 12 years.
Like I can't go to Walmart and be like, yo, can I get
7 years and die?
Crystal meth off the
no, respectfully.
All I'm saying is I would literally need to be able to.
This is a crazy.
Wean myself off of it.
Can we all accept that this is
I feel like keep doing this.
This is a mad question, bro.
It is mad.
It's crazy.
Essentially, I'm picking death or death.
Which one's death?
Come on, you know what death is.
No, which
Crystal
one?
meth, bro.
No, because that's one time. One time compared to 9 years.
Babe, people smoke weed once and like die.
And people smoke cigarettes once and die.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like I'm sure.
But 9 years, people smoke cigarettes for 5 and die.
People smoke cigarettes for 10 years, 15 years, and they're telling I'm
and
healthy as an ox.
There are people that have had, meth one time, and they're like, I'm never doing it again. And I will be that person. If there's nobody else, I will be that person.
Listen, I just think the chances of me weaning myself off of cigarettes
But that's
versus
that's 9 years though.
Babe, people just put a patch on the shoulder.
You think it's that easy?
I'm not saying it's easy. Obviously, in the situation, I don't want either. I'm just saying, if it's like the severity of cigarette smoking versus the severity of meth.
Of one-time meth.
The thing is, it's one time, but it's not.
How?
It's not.
How is it not?
Because once you do it once,
how do you know?
Right? People are like, "Oh, wow, you picked meth. Good job." And then the next, you can't sleep. Your eyes are bloodshot.
No,
You're
Lord
shaking.
is with me.
You probably get withdrawals, bro.
And I'll deal with it. The withdrawal of one day.
But that's what I'm saying. I have to be in the
one moment.
compared
to withdrawal of 9 years. It's okay.
Listen, man.
I don't know. Y'all think about it. No, be logical.
Be logical. This is a
illogical
question.
Be for real. You just gotta do it that one time and continue with your life.
Listen.
Like 9 years, bro. That means we gonna have kids and you gonna be smoking.
So many people do that.
Okay, but not our kids.
I know, but my point is, this is normal.
I don't know.
Like,
I know it's normal, but no.
I don't know. People are smoking 12 packs a day, though.
12 pack a day.
That's like a daily diet.
That means during pregnancy, like, you just can't be near me, bro.
You're thinking too personal about this.
No, because secondhand smoke is a thing.
I understand that, babe. But also, if I smoke crystal meth once, and if I do whatever that you do for crystal meth once, and you're pregnant, and I'm stressed, I'm like,
I mean, it's rehab.
Where that meth at, bruh?
The Lord, I will pray. I will fast and pray that any feeling that you felt, the Lord will show you that it's not worth it.
Listen.
But 12 years.
Just fast and pray that we're never in this situation.
Never. That's actually, respectfully, we will never be in this situation.
What a question. And the last question is, how did we both meet? And luckily, we answered that.
We answered that last week. Wait, was that last week?
2 episodes ago.
2 weeks ago.
Episodes ago.
2 episodes ago.
Which is 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we'll link that for anyone who isn't aware of it and would like to watch it. But yeah, this is the end of this Q&A. It was really fun doing this.
Q&A/podcast/ just, conversation.
Q&A podcast episode.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably post another poll for you, or I don't know, is it called polls?
I think so.
For you guys to
QnA on Instagram.
Yeah, for you guys to kind of give us more questions for a future episode like this that we can do. Yeah. But thank you for the funny, deep, serious, not serious questions that you guys gave us. Very unserious questions. We love you so much. Please stay away from cigarettes and definitely run away from crystal meth.
You run away from it.
It's not good.
No, all of these, just good. Stay away.
It's not good.
Yeah. If there's anything you've learned in this episode, don't touch the meth.
Don't touch the meth.
Don't pick the cigarette up.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Anyways, love you guys. Hey. Love you guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.